Hey kids, Flexing Teacher Weber here. We're going to do another video on like terms, and the first video is sort of the easier ones. Now, just two main things to remember about like terms. First thing to remember is that you can only combine terms that have the exact same variable part. And second of all, you need to treat like terms just like integers. Whatever sign is in front of the term belongs to that term. Let's take a look at a couple more examples here. In number 4, if we're to simplify this expression, 4c plus 7f plus 6c plus 8f, we combine the terms that have the same variable part. So in number 4, we have 4c, we have positive 6c, treat them like integers, they combine to 10c. And then we also have positive 7f, positive 8f. Those two integers combine to positive 15f. That's as simple as we can make that because we can't combine the c's and the f's because they're different variable parts. Okay, let's look at some ones that start to have negatives now. So number 5, we have 2h, and remember this means 2h minus 1h, even though we don't see that one, plus 6t minus 7t. So we have 2 h's and we have a negative 1h. That combines to h or 1h. Same thing. Okay, now we also have positive 6t and negative 7t. So positive 6, negative 7 combines to negative 1t. And that's as far as we can take it. We can't take that any farther because h and t are different variable parts. So it's combining variables that are the same, and it's using your add, subtract, integer rules. Let's take a look at a couple more. Number 6. We have negative 4x, we have negative 1x, we have positive 2y, we have negative 5y. Okay, so let's look at our x's first. We have a negative 4x, we have a negative 1x. The signs are the same, so we add them. It's negative 5x. Now, for our y's, we have positive 2y, negative 5y. The signs are different, so we subtract them. And we have more negatives, so it's going to be negative 3y. And that's as far as we can take that. Now, normally we order the variables in the order that they come in the alphabet. So that's why the x comes before the y, but it wouldn't be incorrect if you wrote it like this, negative 3y and negative 5x. But normally we put the variables in order according to the alphabet and according to what their exponents are, and we'll get that in a couple minutes. Okay, number 7. So take a look here. We have a variable part of x squared. We haven't really seen that before. So we have a negative 5x squared. We have a positive 3x squared. We have a positive 6x. We have a negative 8x. Now the variable x squared is different than x. So we can only combine the x squareds. We can only combine the x's. Okay, let's take a look at our x squareds first because they have a larger exponent part. Negative 5x squared, positive 3x squared. The signs are different, so we subtract negative 2x squared. And now let's look at our x's. Positive 6x, negative 8x. The signs are different, so we subtract. We have more negatives, so 8 minus 6 is negative 2x. And that's as far as we can take it because the variable x squared is different than x. All right. Let's look, I believe, at just one more. Now look at this question. It says simplify and solve for x is equal to -2 and y is equal to -1. So we're going to simplify this long expression first, and then we're going to use something we already know. We're going to substitute values in for x and y. All right, so in this question I have positive 5x, negative 8x. I don't have any other x values, so I'm going to combine those. It's a negative and a positive 5x, negative 8x, so I subtract them. I have more negatives, so it's going to be negative 3x. Now I also have a positive 3y and a negative y, which remember that means negative 1y. So positive 3 minus 1 is going to give us positive 2y. Now look at this. This is something we haven't seen yet. I've got a positive 5 there. It's got no variable part. It's got no x or y or anything. So I just leave that the way it is. I can't combine that because it doesn't share the same variable part with any others. So there's my expression. My expression is negative 3x plus 2y plus 5. Now, I've been asked to solve this for x is equal to 2 and y is equal to -1. So I'm going to use some substitution now. I'm going to work down the page. Negative 3 multiplied by x, and in this case we've said x is 2. So I'm going to substitute in x for 2. Plus 2 times y, and then we said in this case y is -1. So I'm going to substitute in -1 for y. And I still have that positive 5. Okay, following order of operations, I have to do my multiplications first. Negative 3 times positive 2 is -6. This is why we spent so much time on integers, because this algebra we're doing is essentially knowing your integers. Okay, plus positive 2 times -1 is -2. Since there's a plus and a minus there, I'm going to separate that with parentheses. Plus 5. Now let's finish this expression. It's all addition now. -6 and -2 makes -8. And I still have positive 5. Now I have 8 negatives and 5 positives. The signs are different, so I subtract them, and I have more negatives. So my answer is -3. That's a little rundown on like terms, kids. I'm going to give you a short assignment on it now where you just have to simplify some like terms, and we'll be using this concept of like terms when we study more complicated algebra equations in the near future. Flexing Teacher Weber, out.